Hi, thank you for watching this video. My name is Irina Steinbeck. I am a Managing Director of Data Crossroads. As stated in the introduction, I started a new initiative, a new video series, Data Management in a Nutshell. In short episodes, I will share my knowledge and skills in several data management areas. Today we start with track 1, Governance Frameworks for Data and AI Management. This track will cover multiple topics, which you can see on the slide. These topics include the definitions of data and AI concepts, data and AI regulations and frameworks, and associated risks. The core topics is the governance framework, which must serve multiple needs and cover data, metadata, AI, and risk management. Episode 1 will discuss the challenges of defining data and information and the dependencies between the definitions and contexts. Let's start with the challenges associated with the definitions of data and information. The first challenge is that industry frameworks and the opinions of industry authorities are not aligned. Let's look at DEMA book, DECOM, Data Management Capability Assessment Model by Enterprise Data Management Council, and Gartner. The DEMA dictionary gives multiple definitions of data. In short, data is individual texts, numbers, images, or sounds without meaning. Information, conversely, is data interpreted in a specific context. But here is something surprising. ADM Council and Gartner don't define these terms at all. The second challenge is the secular reference between the definitions of data and information. Some definitions treat data as a form of information, while others define information as a form of data. According to one ISO standard, data is a reinterpretable representation of information, while another standard says that information is meaningful data. The third challenge is that terms data and information are used interchangeably. We tend to use these terms interchangeably in daily life and professional settings. The DEMA book reflects this practice, stating that throughout the book, the terms data and information will be used interchangeably. The fourth challenge is that definitions of data and information depend on the context. We can assume that these definitions vary depending on different contexts. In this episode, I will explore two factors related to the context of data management and governance. Let's start with the definition of data and information used in this episode. Data is the physical or electronic representations of signals or facts. Data represents raw values, for example 50. Metadata provides the context. In our case, it's kilometer an hour. Together, data and metadata creates information. I promise to demonstrate two contexts for defining data and information. The first context is multiple abstraction levels. IT infrastructure level, raw data signals, provides the foundational layer where data exists as binary signals for processing. Data at this level is raw and unstructured, with no inherent meaning. The physical data model level defines how the data is stored and processed. At this level, data is defined by technical metadata, like table structures, storage formats, indexes, and database schemas. The logical data model level defines how the data is originated. The logical model is metadata, which describes data in terms of relationships and structures independent on physical storage. The conceptual data model level defines what data means. The conceptual model is metadata that describes data from a high-level, business-oriented perspective. This interpretation leads to a challenging conclusion. we manage and govern data strictly at the lowest IT infrastructure level, where it exists as raw binary signals or unstructured data. Once metadata is added to provide context, data transforms into information. Let's take a look at another context, data lifecycle management. A data lifecycle is a model of the set of processes that move data and transform data from the moment of its creation to the moment of its archiving and to destruction. In the data lifecycle context, data is often seen as an input in a system or an application. After data is processed, information is obtained as an output. In the case of a chain of applications, the situation looks complicated. The Orange data management framework I use in my practice applies a simplified approach to distinguish data and information in this context. We use data when it can still be changed along the data chain, when data reaches the end users or consumers who utilize it without further manipulation, data turns into information. In the data management community, we don't use aligned definitions of data and information. Data and information are commonly used interchangeably. The industry frameworks and authorities also follow this approach. For example, all capabilities include the term data in their titles. Think about data architecture, data quality, data governance, analytics, etc. However, these capabilities deal with data put in the context. This means that all these capabilities deal with information. Let me briefly summarize what we've discussed. The definition of data and information are often used interchangeably, confusing their distinction. The meaning of data and information vary depending on the context, such as level of abstraction or the stages of the data lifecycle. These differences in definitions create complications in defining data information, governance, and management concepts. If you're interested in this topic, I invite you to join a free masterclass, Adopting Data Governance for Modern Data Architectures, held online on the 20th of February. Use this QR code to register. If you watch this video after the date, follow the events on the Data Crossroads site and connect with me on LinkedIn.